You and or Alec check to see if you've got the record option. If so, do it locally. Don't do it in the cloud.
Yep, it is recording.
All right, thank you. You can actually pause it until we officially start, because otherwise the files get really big. So a couple rules, if you don't mind. Right now, by example, somebody has their computer audio on, and it's echoing and reverberating. So if you don't mind, turn the audio off on your computer. You can turn it back on if you have a question that you'd like to ask. So we'd like to eliminate a lot of the background noise, okay? That would be very helpful. What we're going to cover today, everybody here, let's make sure we've got a couple more that are just logging in right now. So I'm going to give them one more minute. Is there anybody that's brave enough that wants to say hi?
Hi, everybody. It's Gary, Soccer Post, Connecticut.
Hello, Gary, Soccer Post, Connecticut. How are you today?
Jared, how you doing, man?
Good. You had a busy season? You're having a busy season?
I'm working it. I am doing what I can, and I just need to know more.
All right. So what do you expect that you're going to learn today?
Actually, no idea.
All right. That's good. Hopefully,
so I'm open for knowledge.
All right. Hopefully, we share something that you didn't otherwise know. All right.
Actually, I do have a question. Can I interject or no?
You know what? If you don't mind, we're going to wait to the end.
I'll wait.
Yeah, that's
okay.
part of the setup. Well, we want to make sure that we cover what we need to cover today, because we've made certain promises to people who would like to see the new features we've launched. So we're going to do that, and then we'll save as much time as needed at the back end for any questions. We can hang on as long as you want. Last webinar we went about an hour and a half because people had a lot of questions. All right. So here's what we're going to cover today. If I can figure out how to advance the slides. All right. So in the last month and a half to 2 months, we've actually had 2 significant releases. I don't know if anybody on this session knows this. We make a concerted effort to actually have a new feature upgrade, introduce new features, improvements to the features that are there every 6 to 8 weeks. That is a huge commitment. Since the beginning of the year, we've actually introduced close to 1,500 enhanced features and new features into the platform. Some you're not going to really notice, many that you will. All right? So every once in a while, we'll do a webinar like this one after a release or two, and we'll call a timeout and say, hey, let's make sure everybody's aware for all this time and effort that we put into working together. And by the way, another statistic, about 70% of the features we introduce come from one of our users or groups of users. So at the very end of the session, we'll remind variety of ways you can reach out as you're using the platform to let us know your suggestions. We can't do them all. However, we look for commonalities. When there are common requests, 5, 7, 10, 15 people say the same thing. They might say it in a different way. We'll make the effort to really focus in on that and see if we can actually make an improvement in the platform. So I'm joined with Alec and Lee. They're 2 of our specialists.
Hello.
They're going to guide us through some of the new features that we launched this past release Tuesday, and a couple ones we wanted to make sure everyone's aware of in the release previous to that. All right? So with that, first one we're going to cover is package products. So a real show of voice, how many people may not know, are not aware that you can actually bundle products together and create a package? Anybody not know that? Of course, you're not going to admit it, right? All right, we assume that everyone knows about package products. We're going to show you some advancements we've made in that particular tool. Discounts, that's a hot topic. There isn't a day goes by, 2 days go by, someone says, I need to be able to do a discount this way. I need to do a discount this way. So we've greatly expanded our discount tool. We first launched about 2 years ago. We're going to cover what we've done in the last release. The rest of it will be self-explanatory as we go through. But the one on the list that I wanted to point out that we will focus a little bit of time on, common situation, I've got 6 of one product SKU color size. I'd like to offer it in an online store, but I want to make absolutely sure I don't sell more than I have. So about 2 months ago, we launched what we call manual inventory control. We just want to make sure that everyone's aware that that's in there. And as time permits, we'll cover another feature, rebate tracking. and that is the ability to set how much money you're going to give back to an organization, be it in the form of a fundraiser, a rebate, or in the impolite world, we call it a kickback. And you can now do that at the product level, and we'll focus time and attention on not just the feature, but some of the creative ways to do that. So without further ado, which I can't stand that expression, so it just came out of my mouth, and I wish I could take it back. Lee, it's all yours. You had to do a quick screen share. You are recording too, right, Lee?
Yes. Gonna go ahead and share my screen now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should be able to see it.
Not quite yet. There it is. All right, everyone should be able to see what looks like the TUO platform. Anybody that cannot? All right, we're good. Alec, is this you?
Yeah, sure. So Lee, if you could go into a store catalog. So we've added a few new features to packaged products, as well as updated the look and feel of the settings page. So if you go to add a new product, a new packaged product, well, first thing you'll notice is we've, in order to select what products are in your package, you just need to drag and drop products from the left column to the right, the left column being all the products that you have in your store catalog. And below, there's a table that lists all of the products that are currently in your package, as well as the price of each product and whatever personalizations you have added to those products.
All right, so let me interject. In order to set up a package, you must first set up all the items that you're going to make available in your store. So your catalog has to be complete. So once that's done, you go in and you use the tool at the top that Lee was just showing, which is you go identify the individual items that you wanted to make sure are in the package. However, I just added shorts twice, the red and the black one, and I don't want the black ones. Can I take that out, Lee? How do I do that? Oh, okay, good. So it's click and drag back and forth. That's how you actually add the products into the package that you want to create. All right, sorry, Alec, go for it.
All right, so well, after you do that, scroll down, Lee, if you could. We have the area where you enter the package's name and description. And right after that, we have the area where you upload an image. You can either upload an image directly from your computer, or you can select auto create image to have an image automatically created off of the products that are currently in your package.
What's the limitation on that, though?
It'll show the first four product images that are in your package.
So if you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items in a package and you use the auto create tool, it can only grab your top 4 items for the image of the package. So in that case, if you have more than 4 items, always better to just upload your own package image.
Right. So the next section is where we set up the kit's pricing. This is where we've added a few new cool features. So first, right now the package is $200. You can now upcharge for personalizations. This meaning if you have any personalizations in the products that you've added to your package and you'd like to charge extra for those personalizations, you can enable that option, and when someone orders that product in the package, they will be charged for the personalization. Likewise, you can now upcharge for any larger sizes or any specified colors you want. For example, this jersey right here has a double XL for an extra $3 and triple XL for an extra $4. So if someone orders this package and they order that size for that product, they will be charged extra for the size.
Gary, in particular, I'm expecting to actually hear some applause or some "yeah, finally" comments.
I'm waiting for the manual inventory control. That is really what I was hoping to do.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm looking for the manual inventory as well.
All right. The upcharge additional size has been a common request for at least the last month or two. So we're glad that we're finally able to release that. All right. Sorry. Go ahead, Alec.
All right. So we could go ahead and see how this appears on the storefront if Lee, you can navigate to the storefront. So right here, you can see that the price range for the package is $200 to $204. That is because one of these sizes, well, the maximum price the package will be is $204 if they order all of the personalizations and upcharge for the sizes that are in the package. So, for example, go into the package. And when you're selecting what products you want to, the sizes for the products you want to include in the package, if you choose the size that you're upcharging for, you will be charged extra for that size when you actually purchase the package.
Do the largest size, Lee. In one of the jerseys above. There you go.
Yeah, so here you can see the price of the package is $204 because we did upcharge for at least some of the sizes in the products in the package, if that makes sense.
Terrific. All right. Now we're going to, since there's a lot of requests for the inventory control settings, we'll take about 2 or 3 minutes and cover the new discount tool. Anybody use discounts on this session?
Not yet.
Not yet. How about anybody else? Does anybody actively use discounts when they set up a store?
Quite a lot.
Yet.
All right. So we're going to show you 2 things in discounts. Technically, the second thing doesn't relate to discounts, but we want to make sure that you know it's in there. So first, we'll cover the discounts, and then we're going to cover the new flexibility options that you have when setting up shipping. All right. So Lee, fire away.
Okay. All right, so first we're going to go into the store settings to show where the discounts can be set up. Let's click into this store. And if we scroll down, it's going to be near the pricing details for the store. You'll see store discount. We'll click into cart level. So this is if you want the discount to apply to the overall cart pricing. You can provide instructions for that, however the discount works. Something as simple as that. And then for the options right here, you can see range. So you can actually set how the discount will apply depending on how much is in the cart. So $0 to $50, we could do flat or we could do percentage. But if we do flat, we could say $5 off. And then we could say for the next tier, $10. And then we could add another tier.
How many can I add altogether?
You can continuously add price tiers based on the shopping cart total.
So no limit? That's cool.
No limit.
So if I buy $10,000 worth of stuff, I'll get $1 back?
Maybe.
All right.
And then right here we have coupon as well. So if you want customers to have to enter a special code to be able to get the dollar amount off, you can set it up that way as well and still do minimum amounts. So we can kind of set it up the same way that we had before, but with coupon codes. And you'll also see max redemption, so you can set a limitation to how many of the particular code can be used before it's disabled.
So that's a common misunderstanding. We get a lot of reach outs. What does the max redemptions mean? That's actually the total number of discounts you're going to make available to anybody while the store is open, not to any one individual.
Right, it's total.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about a common use, and it's probably the top 3 most common uses. I set up a store for a team and organization. I want to give a discount to the coaches, so they get 5 or 10% off or whatever. So very common to set up the online store and then create a coach's code. That code is only given to the coaches or the administrators of the team. They are the only ones that actually use it to come and log in, and they automatically get the discount. That is a very common use case. All right, what's product level, Lee?
Yep, so this is something new that was recently added. So when we choose this, you don't see any immediate options, but you will see that it says, please enable product level discounts. And that's going to be for the product editing or adding page. So we'll go to that next. But it will tell you how many products have the discounts option enabled. So we'll go ahead and update the store with that option. Then we're going to go to the products. And now we're going to edit one of these products. And so if we go to the variability tab, it's going to be at the bottom. So same tab as the pricing and all of the options. If we scroll down, at the bottom here, it's actually already enabled, but it'll be defaulted to no. But if we say yes, then you can put in instructions for that particular product, how the discount works for it. And then you can put in a specific coupon code for that product. In this case, we have a 50% off coupon for this product.
Hey, Jerry, is this going to be posted on YouTube afterwards?
Yes, it is. In fact, we already have specific videos on each of the features that we're showing today. So we'll show you at the very end of the webinar where you can find both an edited version of this webinar plus the individual videos for each of the features we're covering today, okay?
Excellent.
All right, we'll show what that looks like on the storefront. So let's go back and we will view the store. Okay, so for this product, we have the product level discount enabled. So if we scroll down, you'll see the description is right here for the product. And then you'll see the discount code option right here, which should be 50 off. And it will actually apply once we add the product to the cart. Oh. Let's go down to that. Okay, so if we go to checkout, the actual price of the product was reduced by $10 in this case.
All right, as long as you're there, Lee, just do a very brief mention of shipping, the new advanced shipping options.
Sure. Yep, so let's go back to store settings. And then if we scroll down into the shipping area, we have shipping enabled already for this store. But you'll see that we have flat, where you can, of course, input the flat rate should the customer choose shipping direct. And then you have range, where you can do tiers and charge different amounts. So probably familiar to most of you. And then for this tier, we could charge up to 15. And then we have this free option now. So if you were to click this, it would just make the last tier free. So above a certain amount would be free.
Anybody offering free shipping based on a certain shopping cart total?
Not at the moment.
Is that something that would be interesting to do?
We
maybe.
offer it.
Oh, you do? Okay. Was that Gary?
This is
No.
Cyber Post Eatontown.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And have you used this yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. If you need for us to show you how it works, we do have videos. We'll show you where you can find them. But also reach out to us. We'd be happy to show you how it works, or take an existing store and set it up for you. All right. We added it's kind of hard to believe, and I'd be a little bit derogatory towards ourselves, but a common request we get is that I go 5, 7, 8 steps deep into a store doing some kind of feature or function. And sometimes it's hard to find my way back, where I've got to do 5 or 6 clicks to get back to where I was. Sounds simple to do. We finally got around to doing it, frankly. It's not as simple as it sounds to do, but we do have a new feature now, upper right corner. When you're in the store, the dashboard, or in the specific store, we call it store actions. So Alec, why don't you show us how that works?
Yeah, sure. So basically this drop down lets you navigate to any other page in your store from any page in your store. So for example, here in store settings, we can easily go to, say, store reports with one click. And from store reports, we can go back to store settings or any other page in our store. So it really just keeps you from having to go all the way back to your main dashboard in order to go to a different page.
So Lee, let's show them what happens in a roster-based store. So while he's setting that up, some of you on this session might not be aware, we have two basic store types. We call them roster and non-roster. So if you got a roster for an organization, you import that, it's going to make the ordering process for everybody a heck of a lot easier. The non-roster stores, obviously, we call them spirit stores. You're all familiar with that. So Lee, I don't know where you're going. Need to go back to...
Yeah, just refreshed. There we go.
All right. So go back to the main dash where you can show roster, non-roster.
Okay.
So of the roster type stores, we have two types of roster stores. Club stores have multiple teams or multiple divisions of a company under one umbrella. Team roster stores, if you could scroll down. Highlight, just scroll down to roster stores.
Just the
team.
section. Okay.
Yeah, show that name right there. So they're identified now as roster stores team and roster stores club. Just making those of you who are not aware that we have that. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you think you could get a roster, an employee list for a company, all we want you to do is reach out to us. We're going to work with you on a feature that is going to be a heck of a lot more powerful than what you may be used to on Spirit stores. So with the roster stores, the action steps are even more robust. So go ahead, Alec, and show them.
Yeah, sure. So if you go into if you're in a club or team store and you hover over the store actions dropdown, at the very bottom you'll see either club specific actions or team specific actions. Hovering over that row will branch out a new menu, which is purely either your club specific actions or your team specific actions. So here it's a club, so we can copy it to a Spirit store, or we can view the club dashboard, or reset the club manager's password, etc.
All right. So if you see that upper right button, in the upper right, store actions, feel free to start using it. All right. So since it was a popular upfront question, inventory control. That was actually introduced a while ago, but not sure everyone is aware that it was introduced. And the situation is like this, as I described earlier. I have a store I want to set up. I have 4 or 5 of one item in a color and or size. I do not want to sell out and then have to do refunds after the fact. So we do have now a mechanism where you can actually put into place and control the number of items that you sell in any online store. So Lee, why don't you take us through that one?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So let's scroll down and go to a catalog here. Okay, so on the individual product level, we can set the inventory amounts. So let's go ahead and edit one of these products. And it's going to be on the variability page. You'll see it says track inventory, but we can scroll down and you'll see, if this is enabled for you, the manage inventory option. And this is where we can add the individual quantities for each color size combination. And so as orders are placed towards those sizes and colors, these will automatically reduce, and you'll be able to see what the current totals are at, obviously within the product, but also in the reports.
So what happens when I sell one particular color or size out? What happens?
Yeah, so the number, if it does reduce to 0, then the size color combination will be disabled, so it will no longer be available for that product. So
it disables on the store. The shopper is no longer able to choose that as an option when they go to check out. We also have a mechanism on the catalog that if you log into that catalog, we hear a lot of pounding in the background. So whomever that is, if you can mute your audio, that would be terrific. But on the catalog screen as well, it does keep in real time a running total of how many items that you've sold, and it lets you know when your inventory is low. So you want to go back to the catalog? I don't know if you've got one set up where you can actually show it.
Sure. So,
Jerry, if you have multiple stores with the same style, does it take it out of that?
No, it says one store at a time.
So there's no
Yeah.
aggregation between the SKUs?
No, I don't know what you mean by aggregation between the SKUs, but if you're setting it up and you know you've got a limitation for one store, this does not work across multiple stores, and there are a variety of reasons which we don't want to get into today why you can't do that.
Is that something you're gonna do in the future?
Probably not.
Okay.
Well, and the reason for that is that's not how you solve inventory. So what we're doing is giving you a stopgap method. How you solve inventory is by having an inventory control system that's running your business. So when you get into managing products you have or don't have in stock that affect multiple stores or even your website, that's a whole different business problem. And the way to solve it is to actually develop even a simple inventory control system. We are already doing development work where we're integrating with some of our clients that do have larger operations and are concerned about inventory across multiple channels as well as multiple stores. And the TUO platform integrates all of the order data with an inventory control system. That's the way to do it. The problem with doing it manually is that at some point in time after 2, 3, 5 stores, it becomes ridiculously a manual process that totally defeats the purpose. Anyone use ShopWorks on this call? So ShopWorks is a back-end fulfillment tool that more and more of our clients are using. I'll save my editorial comments on it. But one of the components of ShopWorks, it does have a pretty rudimentary inventory control system. So the solution in that way would be hook up the TUO platform, your website channel, into a central location where all orders are being monitored and the inventory is being monitored in real time. All right?
Okay.
So it's not because we're obstinate, even though it sounded like I was the way I said no. It's because it's not really an effective way to solve the problem. So you notice at the top right on that blue jersey, an icon does appear that says your inventory is low. We are actually going to change that in the next release as well, so it actually has the number in there. All right. Now, is this something that would be useful?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. As long as we're here, we're going to ask Lee to also do us a favor because it's in the same general. Oh, by the way, I meant to add. You might log in and not see manage inventory at the top right there, right?
I didn't, yes.
Yeah, it might not exist. If it's something you're going to use, we ask that you reach out to us so we can activate it.
Okay.
It literally takes 5 seconds to click on an activation button where it's available to you. Why don't you just make it available to everybody? A, not everybody wants to use it. And B, the more we add into this platform, very candidly, we want to make sure that we're not confusing people as we add significantly more advanced features. So if it's something that you want to use and it's not turned on in your account, let us know. It does take 5.27 seconds to turn it on. All right. So while we're there, we're going to show you the rebates. And again, let me do the background setting. We call them product level rebates. We focus a lot on the technology and what you can and can't do. The absolute truth is 90% of the value of any technology is to enable a business process to let you do something that otherwise you wouldn't be able to do. So why do we add product level rebates? We could show you how it works, but frankly, that would be missing the entire value of the tool. Product level rebates are intended to help you sell better with your organizations. No doubt about it, competitive. Lots of you are working with very large clubs. We got bsnsoccer.com, we got direct-to-team, we got everybody out there is trying to steal your clients, right? And as part of that, they're comparing what this club, what this organization is going to kick back or give back to me versus this, all right? So here's why and how we develop the rebate, product level rebate. It's simply meant to allow you to have a conversation that otherwise before you couldn't have. So yes, in the case where a client or a potential client is asking for money back, you negotiate a rate. I'll give you 5% of total shopping cart value. I'll give you 5% of the total product value that's sold in the online store. Pretty common. Now you can go in and say, how about we do this? How about on these 3 products only, I'll give you $5 back. On these 2 products only, I'll give you 10% back. So the rebate at the product level tool is intended to allow you to have a different conversation with your clients now and get into the weeds a little bit and say, I can do it on this product, but I don't make any money on it. So how about we do it on this product and this product? So Lee, with that as a backdrop, turn it off and show them how you can actually set up and what it does.
Yep. So at the bottom of any product, you'll see this, would you like to set detailed pricing option? So if you say yes to this, you can input the cost of goods sold, not necessarily as important, but you are able to do this, and it does track in the reports. What is important is the rebate amount. And you can do either percentage based on the product's value, or you can do flat and put in a flat dollar amount so that every time an order is placed towards this product, it will track within the reporting.
So in that example there for this product, you're going to give $5 back. The beauty of this, I don't know if you have one set up, Lee, so I'm putting it in a spot. When you activate this in a catalog, it will create a brand new report in your reporting section. So I've activated 1, 2, or 3 products in which I'm going to give a certain amount back to the organization for every one that's sold. Now when you go to pull your store reports, you'll see a brand new report called Rebates. Do you have one set up there, Lee? Or?
Yeah, we'll go back to the home page.
Just use
Hey, Jerry, sorry. Duty calls. I got to run. Thanks,
oh, well, now wait a second. I could take that 2 different ways.
No, people with money in hand.
We'll post the video of this webinar tomorrow. So we'll go up to your TUO Connect button on Monday and go to the video library, and you'll be able to see it there, okay?
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for joining with us.
Bye.
We're going to be wrapping up in we'll be wrapping up in about a minute anyway for those that are still on. So we're almost to the end. Unless you have any questions, but go ahead, Lee, and show where the report appears.
Yep. So it's going to be in the store reports. And then right here on the left, you'll see rebate is an option if you have that enabled for any of the products. So it'll actually appear, let me scroll to the right. So it'll appear over here to the right. You'll see the total rebate amount on each order. And if you were to download this report, it will automatically total that as well.
I'm gonna repeat what Lee just said, because we get this question an awful lot. Why don't you set up the report so it summarizes? It does. It can't summarize on the view, but when you export it as an Excel, it does summarize for you. Okay. All right. At this point, does anybody have any other questions? Issues that they're dying to know more about? Is anybody left out there? Chrissy, are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, thank God. I was starting to get some.
I'm here.
All right. What we're about to show you is the most important lesson of all, and that is, don't ever forget when you're inside the dashboard, upper right corner, that button that says TUO Connect. We had someone about 3 or 4 weeks ago said, I was just afraid to click on it because I thought it might delete my account. So maybe we'll look into changing that someday. That is a direct connection between us and you. So you click on that Connect button, you can do a variety of different things. We'll highlight some of them right now, but we do have a dedicated 800 number. We still, frankly, get calls a couple a day at our office line, and that kind of tells us that you haven't discovered that there are multiple ways to reach us now. So we yell at anybody who leaves a message on our voicemail machine. We call them back and yell at them. No, we actually don't do that. I was just making it up. Dedicated 800 number. You can call anytime. There's a simple form box right there. I really don't want to bother somebody that's not that urgent, but I got a real simple question I need to have answered. Fill this out, give us your email, type in the simple question, click submit. We get a transcript instantly, and within 30 minutes on weekdays, weeknights, 15 minutes on normal business hours, you'll get an answer. You know, coming up in the next week or two, you're going to have a store set up and you're getting nervous. You want to schedule a session with one of our specialists. Click the schedule a one-on-one session. Right there. You tell us the day, time. We might have another session scheduled at that time, but we'll work within the parameters you send to us. Feel free to use that tool. Notice as we were chatting, what popped up, the chat bot. I give the normal caveat here. And just like you would expect, some days it's crazy. You got 10, 15 chats going on at one time. We might not be able to answer immediately. Other days, for an hour or two, nothing. So it's extremely variable. It's very up and down. So do us a favor. If you want to use the chat, please do. Please fill in your question and send it to us, because just like the other box at the top, we get a transcript. We respond again within 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So use the chat bot, even if there's no one saying, hi, are you having a nice day at the other end? We do receive any and all chats, okay? So here's a little secret. Some days Lee monitors that chat, and some days he gets really lonely. So Lee likes to receive, Chrissy, if you want to send Lee a, hey, I'm thinking about you, Lee, message. I know you're really bored today. It's a great way to reach out to Lee. And to do what somebody else did. Hey, are you wearing soccer clothes? you can chat that into Lee. Hey, Lee, are you wearing soccer clothes?
There you go.
All right, but really the reason we were on this, if you can close out that chat, Lee. Scroll down, video resource library. Who knows about it? Who's seen it? Who's gone in there?
Yep, seen it.
All right. So if you're not aware, we swap out and update videos at least once a week, once every 2 weeks. So all of the videos on the features that we covered today will be posted inside the new video library by Monday. All right? We swap out the video at the top, just so we occasionally want you to know about a feature in the platform you might not be aware of. That'll be at the top. We've broken all the videos down into two simple categories. The basic stuff, mostly directed or intended for new clients. They have a lot of questions about some of the basics for getting started. But we scroll all the way down to the bottom. That's where we have a lot of the more advanced features. And that's where actually the features that we covered today, the videos will be appearing, okay? When you have 10 or 15 minutes, so a lot of people like to go to Netflix and Amazon on the weekend. We say no. Go to the TUO video channel. It's actually a lot more entertaining. It's cheaper. There's no $9.99 a month fee. In all seriousness, when you got a few minutes, or you're always wondering what else might this platform do that I'm not aware of, log in here and you'll see this is probably 15, 20% of the features that are in the platform. Scroll all the way to the bottom. That's where we post our webinars. So all the way to the bottom. So every time we do a webinar, edit it down, try to get it to about 30 minutes, and we'll post it right here. So if you didn't have a chance to attend some of our past webinars, you can now. You can actually go back. Of the ones that we've done, the one I do highly recommend is the one with the last one with Champion's Choice Dan Hughes. It's a great story. He tells a story of how he and his business partner took their business over the last 10 years to become the number one Adidas dealer in the country. And it's a great story, and he's a very candid guy. All right. So any other questions, comments, criticisms, concerns?
Question over here from Dan at Soccer Post. One of the things that like the dealer reports is that product summary report. I was wondering, so there's no way for products with the same SKU to be combined for the dealer to see just the total quantities that they have?
So Lee, can you go back to Squad, dealer-wide reports? All right, so tell us again what you're looking to do. Product summary report, right?
Yeah, so that'll come and it gets emailed or everything. So like if we have the same SKU in multiple stores, currently it pops up like as all different products. Is there any way to have just those quantities combined?
If you could do me a favor, send over an example to us. Send it to me.
Okay.
Because very frankly, I'm not totally following what you're saying. A SKU is a SKU, so there are a variety of, depends on whether you entered the SKU when you set up the store correctly, whether you have consistent SKU usage across the products you're using. So the data that's in there goes back and is dependent on the variability section of any catalog, what you assigned as the SKU. So send us over a sample. We'll take a look at it. Let us know what the question is. We'll reach back out and have another session with you on it, okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Send that to me.
Yep.
All right. Now, how many people knew that there was a section called dealer-wide reports? We call it dealer reports in the tabs, but it's actually the ability to run reports across multiple stores. Anybody on this session not aware you could do that?
No, I didn't know.
Okay. It's an often overlooked part of the platform, I'll be honest with you. So inside the dash, I'm going to log back to my dash, right? I'm going to go home, all right? See that tab at the very top, dealer reports?
Mm-hmm.
Filters work similar to the store level in that I can actually, we give you the standard reports here, but you can also customize them as well. But here's an FYI. All of these reports, generally the data that's being run is much larger. So all of these reports, they don't pop up on a screen where you can view them. They actually render in the background. They can take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and they are sent to the email address of the user, whoever the user is has logged in. And it does have some pretty powerful filtering tools. So headline on that is if you're ever wanting data across multiple stores, like Dan just pointed out, very common. I'm trying to see how much I've sold all my SKUs and my brands in the last year. Reach out to us. We can pull the report for you, or we can show you how easy it is to pull most reports that you need out of the dealer-wide reports. All right, any other questions?
No.
I have a question. Who's doing the most fun activity this weekend? Dan?
That's exciting.
If you're in the soccer business, you're at your shop.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, we greatly appreciate your time today, especially this time of year, especially on a Friday. So thank you all for attending. Anyone who RSVP'd will also send a follow-up email on Monday when everything is posted to let you know that it's there, okay? All right, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Alec and Lee, great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.